Yo, what's up, ESO community? Coming back with another brand new Werewolf PvP build. The Templar Werewolf. This build is tanky, does decent damage, and it has good sustain. You can kill in human form and werewolf form, which is a good thing. So, we're gonna go ahead and get into the champion points, CP, race. I recommend. And all the other good things as well, like the food, poisons, potions, whatever, enchants. You get it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Alright, so the first thing is obvious, run over the food and potions. Bewitch Sugar Skulls, I think, are the best. Your second option is normal tri-stat food. You could probably run some sustained food or drinks if you want, but just be in mind that it's better to kind of run more max stat than just straight base recovery, unless you already got a lot of max stats already. Pack Leader's Bone Broth is just good for getting Werewolf. It's not recommended for really anything until they change it. But other than that, yeah. So let's go ahead and get into the potions, tripods, the tech pots. Guys, you need to tech pots on a Werewolf this patch. Nightblades are annoying, so you want to be able to get rid of them as best as you can. So I always have a stack of those. Normal tripods, and there's also resistance potions that will give you physical or spell, just depending on which one you want to use. You got Essence of Immovability, which will, grant you immunity to CC and crowd control for a bit. Keep popping those, and then you got Essence of Speed, so you can run down people that try to run away. So the first set is going to be Wretched. I have a maul, so it can also work in human form for the extra penetration. But what Wretched does, it's very simple. You just apply a minor debuff to a target, and you'll get your recoveries and a major debuff. That's pretty much all you got to do. So you just use your claws or your werewolf here, pretty much. Poisons can be really any poison you want. It can be escapist. You don't even have to run poisons if you don't. The enchant I recommend is Warrior or Shock. You could also run Trade Sharpen and then Weapon Art. Sharpen or Nernholm, either one. You can also run Dual Wield or One-Hand Shield. It's all up to you, but I get the most damage with Two-Hander, Sharpen, and PvP right now. I think it's going to stay like that for a while, but yeah, that's what I use. You want to run a Wretched Headpiece. Because you're running Oaken Soul on this build. Your second set's going to be Pariah. Okay, Pariah gives you a lot of armor and gives you missing resistances back that you might need. So the lower your health gets, the more resistances you will have. So I think when you are full buff, you've got about 41k resistances on this build. Your shoulder is Crags. You need penetration. It's just going to amp up the werewolf damage so much more. Stuff like that, but everything else is kind of impen except like a few pieces of mine. I got some infused, but I recommend it probably go infused or all divines or reinforced. It's just really what you want, but this is what I have for now. Jewelry, I have Triune. I recommend to get all these infused if you can for more damage, but Triune is also another great trait you can run for more resources. But yeah. And here's the bread and the butter of the build, is Oaken Soul. You basically get a bunch of major buffs that you do not have in Werewolf. Some of these buffs you already have, but your major one is Major Force, Major Protection, Minor Fortitude, Minor Intellect, Minor Endurance, Major Heroism, which is another good one, and Major Berserk and Major Courage. Those will all be in Werewolf form. Okay. That's pretty much it on the set and potions. But this is a full heavy build. It's tanky, it's good for dueling and 1vxing and battlegrounds. So this is what y'all can run. Secondary sets you can try: Eternal Vigor, Desert Rose, Titanborn, really pretty much any set that you think that you might like. But I just kept it simple. Wretched pretty much for everything right now. So we are a Templar, so we're going to use Biting Jabs. Very simple. This is their best spammable in my opinion. It basically reduces their movement speed and it does a crap ton of damage. Race against time so you don't get snared. And then you got Breath of Life for a good heal. Power of the Light will pretty much debuff them and copy the damage you put on them, and then Vigor. Now, the reason that I made a Templar Werewolf is because they have a very decent passive for Wolf. They got 6% damage increase and physical and spell resistance, which will make you a little tankier. And then we have another passive, what's called Restoring Spirit, which reduces the cost of your health, magic, and stamina abilities by 5%. This will help you sustain a little bit longer on a wolf because your abilities are really expensive. That's pretty much it on that. The race that I recommend is going to be Dark Elf, Orc, or Imperial. And then Nord or knowing anything else falls behind that. But those are my three recommended. Dark Elf, Imperial, and Orc. Pretty much those are my three go-to right now. You could play a Khajiit, you could play any other thing if you want. It's all personal preference, but those are the three races that I prefer in PvP. Dark Elf gives you weapon damage, will overall increase your buff, and will scale it to 6%. Keep in mind your werewolf abilities do scale, the damage does increase when you are in werewolf form. So let's go ahead and go over the werewolf form itself. Sorry about that, freaking out. Okay, so the character sheet I have forgot to go over with you guys, but the Mundus Stone is Warrior or Lover. If you feel like you got enough damage already, you can swap it out for something else. All up to you. Like I said, it's personal preference, but I prefer Warrior or Lover. 64 stamina because you're already tanky, and that extra stamina is going to amplify your damage. You get about 5k pin in werewolf form, 31k physical, and 31 spell. You're not fully buffed. Basically your recoveries will go up when you pop a potion and when you proc Wretched, and your CP as well. That's pretty much it on that. So let's go to our champion points. This is something that we got to go over. I'm running Mastered Arms, 6%, Deadly Aim, another 6%, Foresight, so when you pop a potion, all your abilities within 6 seconds, well, magic ability technically, healing abilities will reduce by 75%. And then you have Ironclad, which will reduce your damage by 6%. Since you already have Major Protection and Pack Leader 10%, you already got 26% mitigation right there, plus your Pariah and stuff as well. Alright, so for the red CP, Fortify, this will increase your armor. Balanced Vitality, this will increase your health, which all will increase your healing. And then same by Suffering will increase your health, Mac, and stamina recovery by 150. And then you got Pain's Refuge will also start giving you more mitigation. For the green CPs, very simple: Gifted Rider, Steed's Blessing, War Mount. Pretty much stuff to kind of get you around in Cyrodiil. That's pretty much it for the build. I don't have any gameplay on it, but I already tested it a few times. It's definitely tanky and it definitely does damage. But if y'all want to ramp up y'all's DPS, please go all infused and probably divines everything. That will definitely exponentially increase your damage a lot more than what it is now. But this is kind of what I have at the moment. But y'all can pretty much play around with everything else. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I will catch y'all around in the new one. Peace.